Now the bottom end is complete, we're going to move on to the cylinder head. This cylinder head is mainly built up in terms of the valves, but the one valve is in there but the spring and retainer isn't. So I'm going to show you how to fit that on there, and then we're going to work through the process of installing all the LMAs and all the rocker assemblies. So first step will be just to place on the spring, and before that I'm just going to show you the stem seal in position. Here's the valve stem seal. As you can see, it's not deteriorated anyway. The spring is still in good shape, and there's no need for me to change that out, so I'm going to leave it how it is. I just need to install the spring. Valve springs. On the intake you have 2 valve springs, and on the exhaust in the standard setup you've just got 1. So one thing that's important to note is you have a tighter packed coil which goes towards the cylinder head itself, and this is where the keeper goes, and then this spring is symmetrical. The larger of the 2 springs is symmetrical, so it doesn't make any difference which way round that is, but we'll have it that way around. Okay, and then you've got the little keeper there. And then you can just place it in, like so. Little retainers inside here, but to do that you need to compress the spring, and I have a overhead valve spring compressor here. These are very simple devices. One side goes on the back of the valve and one side goes over the keeper, and then all you do is you can move these handles in to compress the spring and then just place the little retainers in. So I'll just get all set up first and then show you what that looks like. You need to check your central on the valve. So this is the setup. You see I'm nice and central on that valve, and then if you come around here I'm compressing the spring. You want to be nice and central on it so you can get the little collets on there, and I'm just going to grab the collets now with a little screwdriver and also some of the Torco oil. I'll show you that setup and how to do it best. So then I've got 2 screwdrivers in my hand, these little ones, and then I've got this little piece. First thing I'm going to do is place a little bit of the assembly lube on one, like that. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in, and I'm going to try and place this below, and that's why I've got the second screwdriver here, so it's just below there. There we go, one's in. Okay, just going with some pliers, and then if you raise this up you give yourself a little bit more space there. So that's in place there now, and the tool, as long as it's non-magnetic. See, that's done the job. It's actually sitting where it needs to be, and then you can just slowly raise this up and then raise the back thing up, handle. That is it. Now the valve is in, it's time to put the lost motion assemblies, which are these. and also the rocker assembly, which are these groups. It's important to make sure you don't mix them up, and also that once you've going to reinstall them, you've still got this pin. This is the sliding pin for VTech. You've still got that in place. You don't want to slide out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of this Torco assembly lube on each of the components, and that's just going to enable everything just to slot into place. I'm also going to do that to this full shaft that's out here, place some of that and just slip it in the whole way. So first of all, I'm just going to grab a bit of this blue roll and check everything is free from any debris or anything. So do that. Then get some of this assembly lube and just smother that in the LMA and assembly lube, and then you can just place it in here. Then the next one, and this is the standard LMAs I'm talking about. And there's 4 for the intake, which I'm working on now, and there's 4 for the exhaust. So this is just the LMA going in. You can see it doesn't require any tools or anything. Just simply place it in with your fingers, and it should just slot the whole way home, and then just repeat that for all of them. So you can see this is the rocker assembly shaft. You notice there's a hole there, and that is for the little oil orifice to go in just there where my finger is. So the first thing you need to do is get some of this lubricant on it, and you may as well start at this end actually, but it'll kind of work its way off as it gets pushed through. But okay, and just rub it around so it's all over this. Okay, and then start by placing it in here. Okay, and then you place these in groups of 2. So these 2 first, and then just place them in like so. And then get the third one. And as it comes through, it's probably going to be wiped with grease pretty much. So I'm going to just put a dab on.
Take it back. And again, another group of 2. And we can just kind of get it on the first bit. There. That's 2. And then the next one. Okay. I'll just put another dab on. And that way, at least each part of this is seeing some lubrication. That's on there like that. Okay, and the next one. Just a bit more. That's on there. Again, check this pin doesn't fall out for the VTech. As you will have no VTech on one hole. I wonder why. Okay, and then the last one.
And this is where this becomes critical here. So I'll just put a little bit more on the end here. Make sure this hole is pointing towards you, whereas it's installed upwards. And then I'll just get you a better camera angle to show you it going in. So you can see this hole here. You're kind of waiting to see, you almost see half of it now. You can see the hole there. So you can see the difference. This is the inlet side and that is the exhaust. And you can just place that in here. I'm going to put a little bit of lubricant on it and then you can just pop it in that hole. So it's going in there now. You can just see it pops in. And these are all done now. I can just flip it over. And do exactly the same for the exhaust. But I'm going to have to obviously enter from this side for the exhaust. So this is how I've gone about storing it. Just all on the shaft in order. It's much easier that way. Just pull the shaft out. Okay. And obviously clean it. And you know which way it goes in because you've again got the hole, and the hole goes in from the side you're slipping it in.
And then you again just want to apply lubricant to the shaft. Okay, and then let's place it just at the start to begin with. Perfect. Don't forget to place in your LMAs. So I've labelled them all up, and this would be, so that's the inlet, so this is the exhaust side, place one front, this is number 1 here. So number 1 LMA is this one. I've just put them in the box all in order. It's probably a bit over the top, but
you know, you may as well, and this is just the same process, so just slipping in each of these LMAs. Okay, just to give you a bit of a closer up view of the process, I'm just going to show you how I'm going about doing this. And what it's going to be backwards, if you like, so placing this on here.
Yeah, and then these are going to be the 2 couples. What I mean by that is it's got a little pin in there. Don't forget the pin for the VTEC, and also this little pin you've got in there, that goes inside here. Kind of limits the range of it. So, just wipe that off. So then you've got this, like so. What I'm going to do, just push that one in. That's in there. You just want to make sure that you don't have the pin of this one sticking out and then you can't push them all back to be in that location. So now it's through to the next one. And I'll again get some more of this engine assembly lube there. Place the first one on, like so, and then the couple in like this. So if you just pull that back slightly, that one's in. Okay, and then on to the next one. You're going to get the process now. So this one, there we go, and the couple, and again each time just make sure you've got that little pin in for the VTEC, otherwise you won't have any VTEC. At least for that assembly you won't. Right, and then the last one, is here, and this pair is the last one.
And then this is the important bit. Again, you're trying to get this little hole which is there where my thumb is, and that should be sticking up the orifice point. Okay, which it is. Then finally you've got this, which is got the little top hat thing bit on it, and again I'll get a bit of this engine assembly lube and just stick that in there like that. So now that's done, we're quite a long way through it. Before I put the cams in, I'll probably put a bit more lubrication around, especially on where my cams are running, like that. And then it comes with a new washer. This is the old one, so the new washer's here. I'm just going to place that in there and just wipe that round. It's not covered in oil as it goes in. Just be careful. It's sitting flush. There's one. I'll do the same to the bottom one, but then I'm only going to be able to torque it up when the head is actually on, so I'm not going to do them the whole way up.